This is my new baby right here. This is my 1991 GMC Syclone. We had started on this car. I bought it December 25th of last year. So last year, Christmas Day, worked on it for about a month and a half. And then basically it sat until exactly 2 months ago when Link had reached out to me about possibly bringing it to the, PRI this year. And we basically went gung-ho every day on it since then. I got some photos on my phone here on November 20th, this thing was a bare chassis sitting upside down, and we had not wired it yet. We hadn't built the engine yet for it, so that was 20 days ago. And we were able to get the truck together, get the truck wrapped, finish the turbo kit, build a loom for it, build the engine, get it fired up, and I was actually able to drive it the first few feet right into the door here at PRI, so super stoked when we got here. Glad to be here with Link. These guys have been nothing but family to me, so I think this is the 3rd or 4th year in a row that we've been here with you guys. So it's we'll say this one's a little bit of a basket case. We'll say it's Coyote base, Voodoo 5.2 block and crankshaft. We sleeved the block and I'll say we shrunk the bore on it, so it's a 5 liter instead of a 5.2. We left the flat plane crank in it. And then it actually just has some Gen 2 truck heads that we played around with the valve train geometry because the Gen 2 truck cylinder head uses a large base circle cam and the GT350 is a small base circle. And in order to run the flat plane crank, we had to use the camshaft meant for the flat plane crank. So that's why we had to kind of mess around with the cylinder heads to make it work. So it's got a pair of HPT 7880s on it, and we've run a very similar combo on another one of the trucks that we built, and it makes about 2,400 horse. So we would expect to do somewhere in the same realm of that with this, just depending on, I guess we'll see how much the flat plane crank puts up with. I'm sure most of you guys don't know who I am. I'm a professional nobody, but I drag race another stick shift all-wheel drive car, so the all-wheel drive kind of makes sense to me. We have enough experience with making it work, so we wanted to retain the all-wheel drive, and that was all part of it. If you really look, there's some microscopic clearance up front between the diff and the oil pan. We had to make a pan for it and stuff. So my buddy Alex Chud and JP from Alloy Works had hooked me up on the intake manifold with the, it's got the water air core in it and everything. And this was actually the first twin injector. So it's 2 injector per cylinder. It's just got a pair of Bosch 210s per cylinder in it. It's got a big Kinsler mechanical pump on it, tough pump, 15 gallon a minute. The truck is a full tube chassis, carbon floor. Being honest, we got the truck together so last minute. We haven't had a chance to put it on the scales yet, but we'll take a guesstimate from previous experiences that my guesstimate is 2350. So we'll see from there. It should be super light, so it's never gonna need to actually make that much power, but we just wanna make sure if we're heading into the finals somewhere that if we gotta twist the knob a little bit, then we can. Obviously, when you walk up and you take a look at the front end, I think everybody notices first the cantilever suspension. We had to shift the motor so far towards the passenger side, basically due to the transfer case. It's got a 261, which is like a Chevy HD 2500 transfer case. So the transfer case is probably this far from the driver's seat. So there was no pulling it back towards the driver's side, which kind of backed myself into a corner to mount the passenger side shock on it. And I could have either used money and bought a new set of shocks for it, or my guy Adam Schmidt that works for me is pretty bad dude with the CAD and stuff. So he whipped up the cantilever bell cranks for it, and we machined them up in-house and got the suspension mounted up. Just basically, this was all to make room. We're here with Link. I believe it's the greatest engine management system to exist. So it does have the full catalog of, it's got the Link IGN1A Smart Coils on it, you know, full range of Link sensors, pressure sensors, EGT. It's got the Link EGT CAN box on it. You can see inside it's got the Link keypad, like a 12 position keypad. It's got the newer, you know, big 10-inch Link display in it. It's on a Voodoo Pro, which I will say is the G5 Pro. It's the top of the line Link ECU. It's also got 2 of the Link Razor PDMs in it that are not just controlling the motor, but they're controlling the headlights, tail lights, interior lighting, engine bay lighting. So it's all, you know, everything's all CAN integrated. So kind of minimize the wiring, get rid of, you know, 25 relays that would have been in the car. So originally, these Syclones come in black. I think technically in '92 there might have been 2 trucks that were built in a different color, but I kind of built this off of a movie car. So there's a movie called Menace to Society. If anybody remembers this, it's, you know, came out 30 years ago or so, but it was a Mustang Fox body convertible that was green and gray. That had some Daytons on it. So I wrapped the truck in a dark green on top, the gray on the bottom. You see I put my little 5-liter badge on the side of it and had the spokes of the wheels wrapped in gold. So, you know, and we're looking to get the license plate cane for it to finish off the theme behind it, you know. So just trying to have fun, do something different, and never really tried to do a theme before. So, you know, just trying something different.